Welcome to the repair shop, where precious but faded treasures...
This is bad.
I don't think I've ever seen a chair quite so broken as this.
...are restored to their former glory.
That is lovely. That is lovely, isn't it?
Furniture restorer Jay Blades...
Bringing history back to life is what makes the repair shop so special.
...and a dream team of expert craftspeople.
Amazing.
It's a bit like brain surgery.
God! Come together to work their magic.
When you look at something that looks so hopeless like this, it makes me even more determined to get it back.
That's teamwork.
Employing heritage craft skills passed down the generations.
It is a privilege to be able to do something for somebody that means so much to them.
Preserving irreplaceable heirlooms.
To bring those pieces back to life is just the most wonderful thing, and I'd like to do it forever.
The team will restore the items, the memories,
I'm so happy to see it.
and unlock the stories that they hold.
It's made it all worthwhile.
In the repair shop today, Julie and Amanda summon up some wartime spirit
I don't think I've ever had to take on such a well-attached shoe.
as they restore a 1940s doll belonging to an unsung hero.
That era, it was a make do and mend era. They just had to do what they could. So, yeah, I've just got to keep calm and carry on.
And it's no easy ride for needlework expert Sarah Dennis.
The rayon slips one way and the silk slips the other way. So it's a dance, it's a sewing dance, really.
As she and Susie put the va-va-voom back into some driving gloves.
This is quite a challenging repair. This leather is almost tissue thin.
But the barn's first arrival is Jenny Murray from London, with a well-travelled piece of furniture holding some very precious memories.
Hello.
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 She's hoping mechanical music expert Stephen Kember can bring it back to life.
Now that is a really... It's a side table, isn't it?
It's a musical table.
Oh, it plays music?
It plays music that it hasn't played music for. Crikey, I haven't heard it play probably since I was a teenager, which is quite a few decades ago.
OK. So how did you get this, and where is it from?
It was bought in Capri. And there's a sticker here that says Isle of Capri.
OK.
And the reason I was in Capri was because when I was about 2.5 months old, my sister Alison was 2.5 years old.
Yeah.
We all moved to live in Istanbul, in Turkey, with my dad's profession. And this is in 1963. And we lived there for a few years. And it was at the end of the time that he was working there that he drove home in a Hillman Minx car.
Hold on, from Istanbul?
From Istanbul.
Back to the UK?
Back to the UK. So it took about 2 months, I think. I was sat in the back of the car the whole time.
Yeah.
And he drove it through Greece, into Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, Belgium, Ostend, home.
OK.
And it's whilst we were doing all these pit stops that this was bought in Capri. And it's been in my bedroom in every house I've lived in ever since I was probably about 8.
Right.
It's a link to that part of our life. Istanbul has become a very, very important chapter in my family's history.
When you was in Istanbul, you was quite young.
Oh, yeah.
So why is it so important to you, Istanbul?
I think because it's so important to my dad. About 7 years ago, Alison and I booked up a trip to retrace steps as a celebration of my dad's 80th birthday. And I've never seen my dad so happy.
Your father had some fond memories of Turkey. Did your mum feel the same way?
I'm sure she did. I think she would have felt quite fortunate and blessed that she was able to live this life.
Yeah.
But sadly, these are conversations I wish I'd had before she died.
When did your mum pass, if you don't mind me asking?
My mum died in 1981.
1981. And how old was you?
18.
Okay.
She was 46.
Yeah.
So I would love to be able to talk to her about it, but that's a long-distance phone call I can't make.
No.
But I have this, and this is just incredibly special to me. The tune that this plays The fact that it was always in a bedroom is a link to my childhood, to my family life, when she was alive and my sister and I were children.
So the musical mechanism?
Yeah.
Still working?
No, I think I just wound it up a lot. And I possibly overwound it.
You loved it too much?
I used to wind it up a lot.
Yeah.
So how did it look? How do you remember it?
It was beautiful. The inlay work was really much brighter, richer, shiny, smooth.
So you can see that this table means a lot to you.
Definitely a very, very precious item.
Well, it's come to the right place, and we are going to look after it.
Thank you.
OK?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To hear that tune play again would be just amazing. I'm so excited at the prospect that that might happen. It's very, very special to me. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Jenny's got some brilliant memories of taking her father to Istanbul again.
Absolutely.
But this little table, it's all about the relationship between her and her mum.
It encapsulates her childhood, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the main issue is it's not playing.
Exactly.
So what are you going to do?
Well, it's been well loved. I can see that the mechanism is gummed up with oil. All the debris has been trapped into that mechanism. And so there's, what, 40 years' worth. I'm a bit fearful, but I'm a glass-half-full sort of restorer.
Kind of guy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you've done your bit, then we're able to give this over to Will then, really, wouldn't we?
And he can do his stuff.
That's happy days.
Let's go.
All right.
You can see the mechanism, but I have to take it out so I can actually see what the difficulties are. Out it comes, and so see if we can get it going. Well, you can see here the governor. It's like a windbreak. The vanes of the governor control the rate of rotation and the speed of the music. There's a lot of slack in the governor and stuff, so it's a poor thing. There's 3 broken teeth. So there's 18 teeth on here, so a significant proportion of the music is actually missing. It's like a pianist playing a song, but sort of tucking 3 of his fingers underneath, and you're not getting all the notes. Any one of these problems in isolation could be fixed, but when you combine all of them, the problems become too much. I think it's had its day, this one, to be honest. And so you have to consider the alternatives, which in this case is a donor mechanism. So I'm going to try and listen to the tune and look at the clues on the table and see if we can identify it and find a donor mechanism. I think that's the best route for Jenny.
The next item to arrive hails from a significant era in British history. Owner Vanessa Butt from Suffolk hopes toy restorers Julie Tatchell and Amanda Middleditch
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
can give it a fitting restoration.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Who we got in here?
This is Jill.
Oh. Oh, look at her. Isn't she sweet?
She's beautiful, isn't she?
This is my mum's Land Army doll.
Right.
She joined the Land Army in 1939 as a 18, 19-year-old.
Wow.
Wow.
The Land Army was there to support the farms because all the men went to war.
Yeah.
So they were kind of keeping the country going while the men were away. Fantastic.
Yes. We think she made this doll within the first couple of years because this is the Land Army hat, but she joined the Timber Corps in 42.
Oh. Okay.
So she was felling trees, taking the bark off. And
quite heavy work.
Heavy work, yes. It must have been a real culture shock for her. She obviously wanted to do her bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think she was proud to what she did and all the other women.
What was your mother's name?
Zoe. She always used to tell me about lumberjacks and that she was a lumberjill. And that's why we've called her Jill. The hat, we think my grandmother made.
Oh. Right.
Because she owned a hat shop in Leeds. And also, we always thought that the knitted jumper was made from her old uniform.
Oh, wow.
I'm itching to get my hands on her. Can I have a look at her?
Of course. There you are.
Let's have a look. She's very sweet, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
I'm a little bit worried about her wobbly head, but you can see the wartime sort of hairstyle, can't you? Yeah, it's very sweet. So what would you like us to do?
Well, I think The jumper, I'd like something done to...
She's obviously showing signs of her age. There is some damage here that's probably been caused by moth, which isn't uncommon.
As children, we were never allowed to take the clothes off.
Oh, it'll be an honour then. We'll be the
Gosh,
first
yeah.
people to have looked.
And I'd like to know a little bit what you find underneath the clothes.
OK.
So there are questions you've still got that are unanswered.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mystery, isn't it?
I like a mystery.
I think of her not just as a doll, but a symbol of what so many women did during the Second World War.
We'll get her fit for duty again.
Absolutely.
Yes. We'll let you know when she's ready.
Oh, can't wait.
Thank you so much for bringing her to us.
Thank you. Yes, and we'll
Take
see you
care.
again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'd like to see my mum's doll repaired, not just for me, but for her, but also for future generations, because I've never seen another doll like it.
During the Second World War, more than 200,000 women signed up to the Land, Army and Timber Corps. Their hard graft in Britain's fields and forests was essential in keeping the country functioning and fed. Sprucing up the homemade doll version could be equally tough work.
We've definitely never worked on one of these before.
No. The actual uniform is a really good replica of what they did actually wear.
Yeah. Until we've removed all these clothes, we don't actually know fully what work we've got to do.
No.
It's interesting already.
Is it?
I think she's been stitched into her shoes. Looks like it may actually have been glued as well. I don't think I've ever had to take on such a well-attached shoe. No wonder Vanessa was told never to undress her. This is it.
Pull them.
There you go. I think this is proof that this doll was a memento. She was never meant to be played with. If you'd like to go and put the kettle on, because I think it could take me quite a while to get the rest of this
Cook dinner as well, won't you?
I'll let you know.
On his workbench, Steve's made somewhat more progress with the musical table.
I've done a little bit of homework, and there's a label on the bottom, Isla Capri, and this is the title of the tune. So I'm pretty lucky here, because I found a donor mechanism in this cigarette dispenser, and this mechanism plays the same tune as Jenny's mechanism, but although it's working at the moment, I do have to service it because we need this to last a long time and work properly. So I've just got to get going and dismantle it and see what I find.
But before Steve can begin future-proofing the replacement vintage mechanism, the table itself needs an expert pair of hands.
Hey, Steve.
Got a little something for you here.
What's that?
Musical table.
That top has seen some serious damage.
Yeah, but there's potential. Look at it.
There's a lot of potential, and I should probably get started. I've got a lot of work to get through.
I think you have, yeah. Cheers then, bye now.
Cheers. This lovely musical table. Unfortunately, it's in a bit of a sorry state. Before I can replace any of that missing piece of wood, I'm going to work some glue into the surface and stick any lifting bits of wood back down. It looks like a real mess at the moment, but I assure you, once this is dried and cleaned back, it's going to do just the job.
OK, right, now we're all apart now, and all the components, they all have their place, and they've got to combine to get the nice, beautiful music that we want. So now I keep going with the cleaning process to get the congealed oil and the debris out. What I'm doing now is I'm replacing the dampers on the comb. Their function is to give a clear sound. This is a bit of a fiddly process, and you have to have rather a steady hand. And sometimes I have, and sometimes I haven't. So let's just hope today I have. That's that one. That one went rather well. Here's another one. I'm just going to leave that fixative to set a little while before I trim them to length.
Lovely. All those bits of veneer that were sort of pinging up off the surface are now consolidated and flat. I'm going to clean back the surface with this cabinet scraper. If I use an electric sander, there's too much power and there's a high chance I can go through the veneer into the wood beneath. As I'm scraping off bits of the old varnish and fish glue that I've used, you can actually see the lovely veneer coming through beneath. So once this is all cleaned back and it's polished, it's going to really freshen it up and you'll see all that lovely original detail.
I can trim these dampers to length now. And so if they're too long, the damper will drag against the cylinder and the tooth will constantly be damped and you won't get a ring, you'll just get a sort of a plink. If they're too short, well, then they won't work at all and you get a degraded sound. There, let's have a look. Well, they look all right, so, but the ultimate test is actually when it's on the machine.
Now that I have scraped the surface, sanded it, I can now see exactly what's missing. The top of this flower here, and that flower there, and that flower there. I'm going to trace around one of the flowers now, transfer that onto a piece of veneer, cut that out, and I can replace all three of those. Now that I've traced the outline of the flower onto the veneer, I'm going to use this really sharp scalpel blade to carefully cut out the new piece. Right, that fits like a glove. I'm going to stick this down with some super glue and a very small clamp, and that'll do the job.
Lovely. If all is as it should be, then that little governor should just sort of twist into life. There's a nice even sort of bzzz noise, which tells me the governor's working nicely. So we're nearly there, just a few more adjustments, and it should be spot on.
Arriving next with an heirloom that has clocked up some significant mileage is Alan Thompson from Barnsley. Restoring this one will require the leather expertise of Susie Fletcher and the talents of specialist seamstress Sarah Dennis.
Hello.
Good morning.
So what have you brought for us today?
I brought some gloves that belong to my father.
OK.
When he was young, my father was a long-distance lorry driver.
Right.
He drove for the family firm. He did a lot of long journeys into the wilds of Scotland to Invergordon and Inverness, and the wagon that he drove had no heating at all.
Really?
Yeah, so in winter it was incredibly cold.
Yeah.
So what he did is he bought a host of flying gear, the pilot's jacket, the boots and the gloves. We've no idea what happened to the jacket and the boots, but the gloves survived.
It must have been so cold in winter, mustn't it, with your hands out?
I can't believe that you didn't have heating in the vehicle. I mean...
And there were times when, on long distance, he slept in the wagon. He used to sleep across the two seats or whatever. I never saw these until I was about 18, and I was going to Polytechnic on a scooter. The hands were always cold.
Yeah,
and it wasn't until my father brought these down, and that's the first time I'd ever seen them.
I ride motorbikes as well.
Yeah,
and,
both of us have ridden motorbikes.
Yeah, we're both biker chicks, actually. But it's so important to have good gloves when you're riding a bike. Nothing worse than having freezing cold hands.
No.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your dad.
Well, my dad sadly passed away last year under very difficult circumstances.
Sorry.
He was a very quiet man, but he was a very loving man. And a very friendly man as well. And, yeah, we miss him sorely.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
He didn't leave a great deal of things for us, because he never had a lot of things.
OK.
And so it's really important to sort of keep these
Yes, yes.
and get them back to maybe a condition where I can see what they were like when he had them.
Yeah. So it must be nice when you put them on. It's sort of like, you know, a piece of your dad with you.
It's like holding his hands again, I suppose. So it's nice. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, to put them back on.
And what would you like us to do with them?
So with the leather part, there's a lot of scuffing. Some of the stitching's come undone. The inner gloves, I haven't a clue what you can do with these. The lining's all knobbly. It's torn. The insides of both gloves are really dirty. So whatever you can do to make them better than they are now.
Look better than they are now.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
OK,
Thank you.
take care.
Bye-bye.
To have the gloves repaired would really be another link back to my father again. These are the things that I really am proud to have. So it would be really nice to be able to use them again on the motorcycle.
I think you have the lion's share of the work here.
I think so.
What are you going to do?
So I'm a bit worried about that bit because it's lost all its shape.
Yeah, because that's like a panel that goes in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll make something up there after I've mended the hole. The left one is much worse than the right one. I think it's gear changing. What's it like on your bit?
Yeah, it's worn the leather out. That marries up completely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they were never exactly smooth, those gear changes.
No, double
were they?
D-clutch probably, hey?
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, so that's me.
OK.
So what are you up to?
So I need to clean them up, stitch those splits and maybe reinforce that leather. But I'll get on and do what I have to do and leave you to the hard job.
Thanks a lot.
Susie's got the leather part of these gloves. I have these linings. Before I even start any repairing, I'll give them a good old clean. Because they're synthetic, I don't have to worry too much about the silk being damaged or anything like that. So I'm just going to pop them in some hot soapy water and see how dirty they really are. Oh, yes, they're dirty. So I'm going to give those a few cleans until I get the water clearer. And then I can get on to sourcing the fabric to mend all these holes.
On the Bear Lady's workbench, Julie's managed to remove the threadbare uniform from Jill, the Land Army doll.
I'll do her head and sort of body, and you can have all the outer bits.
In order to reattach Jill's wobbly head the way it was in the 1940s, Amanda must perform some major surgery.
I have to take her apart because she's a bit of a mystery. I've not seen anything like it, but I think because she is so sort of homemade, I think, you know, we're going to find some surprises in here. So here we go. Let's pull this. Oh, my. So inside here we've got, I think it's cotton wool. We can see now quite clearly this little wire skeleton, look. So just imagine a little stick man inside here of wire, and they've wrapped cotton wool around and then bound it with thread and then covered it with cotton. That era, it was a make, do and mend era. You know, they just had to do what they could. But it's great to know exactly how this was put together now, so I know how I'm going to address the problems. So, yeah, I've just got to keep calm and carry on.
I've made a start now on the repairs to Jill's clothing. It's going to be a bit of a time-consuming job. I'm going to repair by doing the traditional sort of darning techniques. Lots of holes to darn. I'm just going to get on with it.
I've really opened her up now. I've got the elastic that joined her head on at the top here. And if we don't replace it with nice fresh elastic, her head's still going to be wobbly when she goes home with Vanessa. So the aim of this is to be able to feed the new elastic through this cardboard tube that's inside her. If I do this the first time, I shall be absolutely amazed. Good start. The old elastic is now going to be snipped away. So there's the old poorly piece of elastic. Oh, yeah, you can see now that it wouldn't have lasted much longer. There's absolutely no elasticity here at all. So I'm going to have to feed the new piece up through the tube. There you go. So now, the elastic is in there good and firm. And now all I need to do is get everything back where it should be.
I feel like I've been darning this little jumper forever. It was so important to keep this original jumper. It's not something that we would have been able to replace. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind, and I think for that reason I was able to persevere with all this darning.
Just as knotty a problem is the doll's bedraggled hair, which Amanda must fix up 40s style before she reattaches the head.
Having been a hairdresser in my past life, I feel I want to give her a good head massage. Have a nice weekend. Doing anything on Saturday night? I've actually really been looking forward to doing this bit. Got poor Julie over there darning away and I'm having a lovely time.
In his corner of the barn, Steve's finished his top-to-toe service of the musical mechanism for the Italian table.
Steve.
Oh, you bought another one. Very nice.
Yeah.
OK, I'll put the mechanism in and it'll be ready to give back.
Perfect.
Excellent, thank you.
Norris.
It's quite exciting. This is the sort of big moment, and hopefully Jenny's going to love this. And so I'm just going to put this fitting to the test. Let's see. Well, it's starting now. Let's see. There, it stops. It starts and it stops. There, look at that. It works. Let's hope Jenny likes it.
When it arrived at the barn, the table's intricate woodwork had faded and cracked, and after years of use, its music could no longer be enjoyed. Jenny's returned, hoping to hear the tune that means so much to her.
I have not heard that music play probably about 3 decades or so. I used to wind it up and listen to the tune after my mum died when I was 18. Very excited to see it again. It's an old friend that I'm looking forward to being reunited with.
Hello, Jenny. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Hello, Will. Hello, Steve. Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very excited.
So have you missed it since it's been here?
I have. It's really been weird to have this place where it belongs has just got nothing right now.
Yeah, do you want to see it? You ready?
My table. Oh, it's so smooth and shiny. Honestly, Will, I think you're responsible for this, and what an amazing job you've done. And can I lift it up?
Of course you can. It's yours.
Happy tears. That's so beautiful. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. It's this young man here.
Can't thank you enough. I absolutely
Pleasure.
can't thank you enough. I wasn't certain that I'd ever hear that tune again.
The name of the tune is Isle of Capri, that's what it's called.
Really?
Yeah. The original mechanism, the one that this table started life with, it wasn't really possible to resurrect it.
OK.
So what you've got is your original mechanism to keep the spirit of the table together, but the donor mechanism plays exactly the same song.
What I love is that the donor is going to have years and years and years of life in it, yes?
Yes.
And as long as we don't overwind it...
No, it's been fully
and we take care
serviced,
of
so
it.
it'll give you good service for many years.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you from me and thank you from my mum. Thank you.
Jen?
And to Will. Thank you.
Bye now.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It was everything I wanted it to be. In fact, it was more than I wanted it to be. Music does that, doesn't it? It takes you straight back to a time, and that's what it's done today. So I'm so happy. I wasn't sure I'd ever hear it again. And now I can hear it for many, many, many years to come.
On her workbench, Susie's got her hands full with the worn-out driving gloves.
The first thing I need to start doing is cleaning this leather and seeing how good a condition the surface is, because as I remove that grime, it might actually remove the surface leather. So I'm going to start with a very, very mild leather detergent and just see what we've got.
While Susie concentrates on the outside of the gloves, Sarah is tasked with fixing their even more tattered and torn inner linings.
I want my repairs to be really tough and I want them to last a long time, so I've opted for some silk jersey, which I'm going to use to repair the black rayon. It will go under the hole and I will then repair it on top. And it won't be invisible, but it will look a lot better than it is now. So I've manoeuvred the silk underneath, and then I'm going to tack this patch onto the glove, and I do that because the glove fabric is slippery and my silk is slippery, and I just want to keep that silk in place. So I'm using a bright green, and I'm doing that so that when I've finished, I can see really well where my stitching is, because I don't want to have to unpick black against black.
Now I've got these gloves cleaned of all those years of build-up of grease and grime, I've given them a going over with some saddle soap just to get that suppleness back into the leather. I'm very impressed with how they've cut the patterns. They've put in little gussets of leather, so it eliminates a seam that sits right on your sensitive skin at the base of your fingers. And I've never seen this in any of the gloves that I've ever either worn or worked on. But it does mean in this thumb area, I've got quite an awkward combination of seams to join together. This is quite a challenging repair. I've used quite a lightweight thread, but it can't be too lightweight, because if it is, then it will cut the leather like a piece of wire going through cheese. So you've got to weigh up all these different elements before you start sewing something like this.
So I've done one glove already. I've replaced the hole basically with some silk, and I've done it nice and loosely so that when Alan's riding, he shouldn't be able to feel the patch. That's looking a lot better, I think. So I'm now on to glove number 2, the left hand, which is proving to be really tricky because I've got to go around that thumb joint piece with the silk. The danger is if I get rumples of silk in here, you'll feel it, so I've got to get it as flat as I can. But the rayon slips one way and the silk slips the other way. So it's a dance, it's a sewing dance, really. Wish me luck.
Finally got that stitching done, and I'm very happy with it. It looks strong. What I want to do now is to concentrate on these little scuffs of leather that are sticking up. And it's very similar to when you graze your skin and you get those little bumps of skin. My approach here is to try and glue this down and burnish it flat so you'll see no evidence of ever having any damage there. This leather is so fine, it's almost tissue thin. I have a lot of these areas to attend to, and once that's done, I can go ahead and do the final conditioning, and I think they're going to look really, really smart.
Smartening up nicely, though still in pieces, is the Land Army doll, thanks to the persistence of Julie and Amanda.
All around Jill's hairline, there were little ringlet curls like this, which I was able to gently take off, and now I'm remaking them into little barrel curls, and then I'll be able to stick them all back on.
I'm done.
No.
Yes. Finally.
Congratulations.
Thank you. As we're not going to put her head back on until all her clothes are in place, could I have her body?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
The one-off doll, made by a Land Army volunteer to commemorate her part in the war effort, had fallen into disrepair. Zoe's daughter, Vanessa, has returned to the barn, hoping her mum's doll will be fit for active service.
I'm feeling very excited to be back here today. I can't wait to see my mum's Land Army doll. I've been thinking a lot about my mum. I'm so proud of her.
Hello.
Vanessa.
Hi.
Lovely to see you again.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's nice to be back.
We've had such a lot of fun
good.
working on Jill for you. It's been an adventure, actually, hasn't it?
A complete adventure. She's amazing.
Well, no, I feel very excited.
Can't wait to show you what we've done.
Oh, she's lovely. Oh, she is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, my mum would have been so proud. I just wish she was here today.
Yeah.
She would have been 100 this year.
Oh, wow.
What a birthday present. Can I touch?
Of course you can.
Oh, she's lovely. The hair. Wow. My mum had long hair when she joined the Land Army. 40s style, absolutely. And you've captured that really, really well.
Thank you. It's been like an exploration of trying to get into the mindset of your mum and making it, because it's not like anything we've seen before.
And the care and attention that's gone into making her.
Her body is handmade, and where her waist pulls in, she had tape. So she was made to look more womanly.
And the reason that you were told never to undress her is because she was completely stitched into her clothes. Everything was stitched in place, except her jumper.
That's incredible. So you've learned a lot as, so have we. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. And I think she's a really fitting tribute to that era.
Absolutely.
I can't tell you how grateful I am to both of you for
You're welcome.
sorting this out, because I think she would have been lost holding this doll. I think about what they did during the war.
Yeah.
They did it so we could have peace and freedom.
Yeah.
So, yes, it means an awful lot. Thank you very much, both of you.
No, you're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Seeing my mum's Land Army doll, it brought me back to the times that it was just Mum and I, and they were special moments. I didn't realise that she must have made the doll. That's even more pride in my mum, because she actually made the doll.
Also ready to be reunited with their owner are the driving gloves, now restored, outside and in.
Look what I've got!
Hey, look at that. That is incredible. How did you manage to do that?
With a lot of patience and a lot of stitches, but I think they're sound.
This is the glove that had the most damage. Will you please see if
Should we
they
try
fit in
it?
there? I think you should. Fingers crossed.
There we go. How's that?
What does it feel like?
Cool.
Yeah? Yeah? Plenty of room?
Yeah?
And there's lots of flexibility in that leather now.
Yeah, it's nice, actually.
Yeah.
Feels a lot better than it did before.
I just need to finish conditioning this and they'll be ready to hand back.
Passed down from a lorry-driving father to his motorcyclist son, decades on, the gloves had worn right through. Alan's back to reclaim his precious hand-me-downs from his late dad.
Since dropping the gloves off, my father's been in my mind. Today I'm hoping that the outer gloves will have been cleaned of the grime that were built into them, and hopefully something to the inner gloves as well, because they were really falling apart. So if they've managed to do anything with those, I'll be excited.
Hello again.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Jane.
How you doing, Alan? You all right?
I'm good. Intrigued. Yeah, it'll be nice to see what you've done.
Are you ready to see them?
I certainly am.
OK.
There we go.
Here we go.
Wow. Oh, there. Almost like new again. And soft. Beautiful. Don't mind if I take them out.
Please do.
Oh, they're good. And they're snug. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
I think that smile says it all, really. Look at her.
Sarah has done the most amazing job of the lining. She definitely had the lion's share of the work. But for me, they cleaned up beautifully. They are so well made. I definitely covet a pair of those.
When you put those on, do you feel any connection to your dad?
I've always felt a connection every time I've put them on. But even more so now they're back to the condition that they were when he had them. It's sort of just me and my dad again, I suppose. Yeah. I think he'd be chuffed. He'll be smiling somewhere.
Is there any chance you're going to use these gloves for old time's sake?
They will get used again, yes. Excellent. Definitely.
That's what I like to wear.
Yeah, music to my ears.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Alan, thank you so much for bringing them in.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well done.
Such nice gloves.
If my dad was alive, he would have really appreciated the fact that the gloves that he just used as a workwear item had been kept for 40-odd years by myself, and then that we'd taken the time to do something with them. So I'm absolutely chuffed. Really, really am.